Alright, welcome everybody to the playthrough video of Elden Ring. So this video is going to be a little weird. It's definitely going to start out really slow because when it comes to my build on Elden Ring and how I like to start a game, I like to do a lot of like pre-game stuff. So, what's going on here? Okay, it's working now. Alright, so we'll start a new game. Now, when it comes to your class and your character, if you're starting new, I recommend the Vagabond because it comes with the most vigor. Like, it comes with the vigor, and vigor is super, super important in this game. Once I meet like my weapon stats and everything, vigor is what I'm going to be focusing on. But there are different min-max strategies that you can use that kind of go along with it. But I'm probably most likely going to be taking the Vagabond, even though I'm going to be playing an intelligence character, because the vigor start is so important. But the rest of them are pretty good too. Like the warrior is a good dexterity start. Mind is the resource that we're going to need to like cast everything. And then endurance is what we do for like equip load and how much we can move and stuff. The hero here is a really good arcane start. Arcane is a different type of damage that we do in this game. I'm not really fond of it. Blood loss is really good, but there's other ways to get blood loss other than just putting straight into arcane. The bandit again is another arcane start. It's an arcane dex versus this. You can see is like an arcane strength. Your astrologer is your spellcaster basically. You see here it's got the intelligence of 16. With dexterity here, it's, you want to be quick with your dexterity. So you want a really high dexterity stat because you can put your spells out a lot faster. Mind, see here, is 15 already, so that's super important when it comes to your spell casting and everything. And then vigor is really low because, your astrology character, you're supposed to be sitting back. Now the prophet is the faith version of that. So you have spells and then you have incantations. And the prophet here is, well, it's the faith version of the sorcerer, basically. So if I say sorcerer, I'm talking about astrologer. If I say prophet, I'm talking about faith builds, basically. Your samurai, I'm going to be honest, this is the best drip off the start, which is normally why I take it, because, you can't really beat that. It's got this cool little like straw thing on the back end of his character, and it looks pretty dope. But it's a dexterity focus class. You start with the Uchigatana, which is a very, very powerful weapon. But we'll get the Uchigatana probably in the first hour of me setting everything up. The prisoner is a mix, so this is kind of what I'm gonna go for anyway. So like honestly, with the build that I'm going for, this would be the best character for me to pick. But quite literally, the prisoner is a guy running around in pants that he crapped in. So I can't get behind that vibe whatsoever. So the confessor is a good strength and faith hybrid. So this is also would be another really good start. But vigor here is at 10. Like I said, I want vigor more. Vigor is going to be the first thing I pretty much level after I get to my my weapon requirements, and then I'll level vigor as much as I possibly can until my damage starts to fall off. But thankfully, this game damage has a lot to do with weapon scaling, and weapon scaling is very important. And then once you get into like the later games, that's when your damage and where you put your stats and stuff start to really, really come into factor. So let's go with Captain Laughs here. Young, Vagabond origin, keepsake. Keepsake's pretty important. All of this stuff you're going to end up getting super soon. So even the golden seed, the way I start out, I don't need to pick up a golden seed right off the bat. It's a pretty important thing, but we're going to pick up so many in the game, we're going to have extra by the time we end the game. Imp ashes, the imps are okay. Cracked pot, you always need more cracked pots depending on how much crafting you do. I'm not big into crafting in this game, but they are super important. The stone sword key, though, is what I usually choose because right off the rip, in order to get me the talisman that I want, I need a stone sword key right off the rip. I'm going to pick another one up here, like right off the bat, right off the rip, but we're going to go with that to start out. Age, you can mix this up a little bit. Voice, it's what it is. It just kind of how he's going to moan, really, and it's really weird. I don't know why. Just face template. I'm not super big into creativity, but I do like to kind of just pretty him up a little bit, and that's about it. So eyebrows. I don't know why he's got these weird eyebrows. He looks kind of like a caveman. I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm not super gonna fix that. Always go with the beard. You just always go with the beard. Black's fine. He's going to be wearing a helmet like 99% of the time, so I'm not super concerned with what my character looks like. Altered body. Gotta make him look ripped. I mean, if he's running through the land, swinging a sword, running, carrying heavy armor, gotta have him ripped, you know. So, detailed appearance. We're gonna go with the vagabond. We've got the straight sword, which is one of my favorite weapons. Got a good move set. We got a halberd, and we got a shield. Let's go. Connection error. Unable to start online. Does that mean? Oh, cool. Here, saved it at least. At least it saved it. I don't know what's been going on with that. I've been having that problem now for a little bit. It's really weird. Alright. If there's extra noise in the background, my kid is running around acting crazy. It's raining outside today, and she has been locked in the house, and she is not happy about it. Alright. So we're going to watch most of these cutscenes because they're all phenomenal. Really gets you in the mood for this game too.
In our home, across the fog, the lands between. Now, Queen Marika the Eternal is nowhere to be found. In the night of the Black Knives, Godwyn the Golden was first to perish. Soon, Marika's offspring, demigods all, claimed the shards of the Elden Ring. The mad taint of their newfound strength triggered the shattering. A war from which no lord arose. A war leading to abandonment by the greater will. Oh, rise now, ye tarnished, ye dead who yet live. The call of long
The
lost
music
grace
is phenomenal in this game.
speaks to us all. Oralu, chieftain of the Badlands. The ever-brilliant Goldflask. Fear, the deathbed companion. The loathsome dung-eater.
Fuck that guy. It's just, it's disgusting.
And Sir Gideon Othmere, the all-knowing.
It's like the first half.
And one other, whom grace would again bless.
Hey, that's us. Bloop.
A tarnished of no renown. Cross the fog to the lands between. To stand before the Elden Ring.
Dun, dun, dun.
And become the Elden Lord.
It's like the first half of that intro is like bosses, and then the second half of the intro is like NPCs that we're gonna encounter as we go through the playthrough. So, right off the bat, just a quick thing. So when you roll, if you pick the Vagabond, you do a fat roll, and how you know you're fat rolling. We're gonna skip all that. Is if you come down here on the right, you'll see this thing, heavy load. It's because of this right here. Now we're in a medium roll. We've got a nice little zippy roll, and it's really important because that's what gives you your iframes or invulnerability frames. So you kind of want to make sure you're in a medium roll, so that way you're not just getting pounded by everything in the game. Alright, so we're going to run through here. We're going to have a boss fight right through here in Elden Ring fashion. Right off the rip, we're going to boss fight. Doesn't matter if we win or lose because it's the same outcome. If we win, though, we get just an early weapon. But if not, we'll be back here to kick this guy's ass. And I have not beat him once. So we're going to give it a shot, but we're going to see how it goes. I think he hits me like one time, I think we die. So, and I am way out of practice with this game, so I don't think it's gonna happen. Yep. Oh. Yeah, I'm dead. I'm dead. Oh, not gonna happen. Yep. I'm dead. Not even close. Not even close. That's alright. Like I said, even if we won, we just got a weapon early. He's way out of our league at this point. By the time we get back to this guy, though, we are going to bully him, and it's going to be phenomenal. It was one of my favorite things, was just getting completely destroyed by that guy right off the rip, and then getting to come back later and just bully that kid. So, and then it's a beautiful thing, too, because this game has New Game Plus. So as soon as you come back for New Game Plus, like you come back with your, you just beat the game character, and it's game over. Like you can just embarrass the guy. The only horse I've ever loved. It's a mythic steed or something like that.
Don't worry, Torrent. Fortune is on his side. We found him here, after all. One of his kind is sure to seek the Elden Ring,
Dun, dun, dun.
even if it does violate the Golden Order.
Alright, now we got our Crimson Tears. The red Crimson Tear replenishes our health, and the blue one replenishes our mind stat. Nothing on the map yet. Tiny little map, but we're going to open all that up. So right off the start here, if you come down and look here, this is the tutorial area. So I'm going to run you through the tutorial area real quick. These are graces. These are kind of like our checkpoints and stuff. So we're going to touch these every time we see them. I'm going to touch grass, really. So our light attacks are going to be our R1s. PlayStation controller R1, RB on your Xbox controller. We're going to block this, and we're going to guard counter here. So the LB or the L1, depending on your controller, is your block counter. Don't ask me what it is on mouse and keyboard, because I do not know. I do not know. So if you want to double hand your weapon, you're going to hold the Y button, so you can double hand your shield here, and if you hold the RB, you double hand your sword. We're going to go kill that guy here in a minute, so just avoid him. You're going to hit Y to pick up any materials. So I'm basically going to be running around the map just spamming the Y button for a while. So now, this guy we want to hit with a heavy attack because he's got a shield here. Or we can do a jumping attack. Maybe we can do a jumping attack. Okay. What's going on here? Why are you not? Oh, of course, the second that I decide. The second I decide to stop him. Well, he's dead. So what I did there was a heavy attack. So if you hold the right trigger, it does your heavy attacks. You see I charge up here and poof, gone. So the game's currency is runes, and you get runes by defeating enemies, beating bosses and stuff, or selling items. So the LT skill, I don't know what, right now it's set to parry, which I cannot parry at all. Like, I have terrible time with parry. You see there, I just swung like 3 times when I got one off. Right now, that's when you equip a shield, you don't really have your weapon special. You'll do whatever the left hand thing is. So, but if I two-hand my sword, I'll go into this stance, and this stance is called square off. You can see here in the corner here to the left, it'll show you. And then I have 2 options for this square off. Make sure you lock on. That's my heavy. And then I have a light attack too. So here's my heavy. This nice little poke, really good for giants and trolls and stuff. And then I have a light attack as well. That one wants me to jump attack, but I want to do this. Oh, distance, distance. And it comes at various intervals too, so you can hold it and come out quick, or you can let it go real quick too. And I'm pretty sure it has something to do with how much damage you do. I'd have to double check. So these are fog walls, and whenever you see a fog wall, guess what? We got a boss inside. And right off the rip, the Soldier of Godric. Oh, that's a heavy, but that's a block counter. Oh, so one of the things you can do is you can hold your block, and when they hit you, it'll make like a little ching sound. And as soon as it makes that ching sound, you just counterattack, and it'll block counter for it, and it's some big juicy damage. All right, like I said, see, that's where we started. There's that little candy up there. We're gonna get that later. But we started right here, drop down there. So if you don't want to do the tutorial, just run on up the stairs. Touch some grass. Ah, cool, cool. So this right here, if you examine it, it'll ask you to use one of those Storm Sword keys. We're not going to use the one that I picked up right off the start yet. We're going to come back to this dungeon a little bit later. So this is, I wouldn't say it's a dungeon. I'd say it's more of like a maze. That'd be the best way to put it for right now. Once we get there, I'll show you more of like what I'm talking about, because we're not ready for that yet. We're just not ready for that. So that is a multiplayer. Those are multiplayer items. You can read them while you go through, but basically, the severing finger allows you to disconnect from any multiplayer, and I think it was which one? What other piece of equipment did I get? Inventory. I love that they added. So this is a DLC thing that they added, these little exclamation marks. They added this in the DLC to show you new items in your inventory, and it's phenomenal. The other one we got was the Tarnished Furlongfinger. So that creates a summon sign. So multiplayer works really weird in Elden Ring. You can't just, invite your friends to a party and they hop in your game. You have to write like a sign or a sigil on the ground, and then your friend has to pop like a finger, and then that finger will allow them to see our sigil for them to like join our game. So it's a super super interesting thing, but it's very creative in my opinion. All right, so when it comes to the NPCs and stuff, I am going to talk to them and skip through their dialogue to where I don't need to go anymore. I'm going to show you how to progress all of the NPCs, all their storylines and stuff, to get to the final area, because a lot of the NPCs have a lot of different cool items and stuff that you need for other quests. This by no means is going to be a 100% guide through or walkthrough or anything else like that. If you want one of those, I can recommend one it'll get you 100% in the game. But I am not that guy. Just not that guy. No, no, no. But I at least know where all the NPCs and stuff are, and I know where all the finishes are. My goal for this is I want to play through it, and I want to try and beat all the bosses. I'm not sure if I'm going to cap my level for PvP. Maybe I'll start doing PvP, but if you follow me through the game, you'll at least be set up, and you'll touch everything. So just bear with me as we go. So this is Vara. I think it's Vare.
Oh, yes.
I think it's Vare. He's
Tarnished,
going to tell us
are
we have no
Come
bitches.
to the lands
So
between, of course you have. Unfortunately, without guidance, you are fated.
he's going to basically tell us that we're maidenless,
Are you
and we can't
familiar?
level
You
up.
may all that.
So all the no bitches, this is where it comes from. Right here from the grip.
Grace
So,
of castles, the home
and what he
of
basically tells me is, you see this glowing arc that kind of goes? If you ever get lost in the game, you can come to these grace sites, and it'll show you where to go. So it's showing us right away that we need to go that way, which we're going to go that way, but we're not going to go that way just yet. Okay, so that guy right there on the horse, you thought the guy at the very beginning was bad. That guy will pack you in. So we're going to do our best to avoid him. The summon signs. So, if you're having a problem with the boss, there's these fancy little summon signs that you can put down here. And anyone in the area can see that you need help. Alright, so we're going to go, and like I said, we're going to avoid that guy. We'll be back for him later. If you want to fight him, go right ahead. I could probably beat him, but right now where I'm at, I'm not even looking for the fight right now. I want a nice easy playthrough. Like I told you, I don't like to get super sweaty when I play video games, and I'm gonna set you up for success. We're gonna get you like level 50 right off the rip, and we're gonna make the first part of this game a speed run, because a lot of the stuff in the first area of the game is to just get you familiar with the game. Pick up that smithing stone. This guy,
But I can also see that you're not
super
up and why
helpful
I am
for a
calm.
quest here in a minute. A lot of these merchants are scattered around. Whenever you come to this guy specifically, you want the crafting kit. He's the only one that sells the crafting kit. If you want to make anything in the game, boom, here you go. Here's your crafting kit. This is how you make it. These are like throwing daggers. This is something that we'll get further into it when I got time, but this is stuff kind of like you throw. I'll show you some good areas to use that. A torch is really helpful, but I'm going to show you how to get a lantern right off the rip, and that's going to be like your stay. So this takes up your entire left-hand slot. So I don't like torches for that reason. There's an area in the game that we have to specifically use a torch. That'll probably be the only time you ever see me using a torch. All of this stuff is lore. So if you ever see notes or something like this, all this stuff is lore. Telescope, it's nice. You can see stuff from a distance, but I don't use it very often. Furlough finger remedy. This is what you use to help. You see, reveals co-op and hostile summon signs. So if someone's in your area and you want to do stuff, good to go. I am
Goodbye.
standing in fire.
Nice to do business.
Alright. So we're going to get our horse here. So, like I said, we avoid that guy. Going to run through this church, and now we're going to run over here to the left so we can get our horse, so we don't have to like run through everything. Because right now, in my opening strategy, I want to open up the map really well, and then I want to get leveled up pretty quick. So there's a nice little cheesy spot that we can use that'll get us leveled up really quick. It'll get us a ton of runes. So we'll go for that right off the rip, so then I can balance out my character to where I can use the weapon I want to use, because if you're not having fun, what's the point of playing games? So that's what I like to do. Alright, so we're going to go over here, and now we're going to get us a maiden. So we won't be maidenless, or we can get some bitches. Or at least one bitch. I don't know how to do it. I don't know what I'm talking about. I am completely maidenless in real life too, so I'm not even gonna act like I'm cool. Alright. This is Melina. She was the lady on the back of the horse from the very beginning cutscene that we watched.
Greetings.
And she is gonna be our maiden.
Traveler,
so I'm gonna let this play out real
from
quick,
beyond the fog.
and I will be right back.
I am Melina. I offer you an accord. Have you heard of the Finger Maidens? They serve but you. I can play the role of turning runes into strength. To aid you, you need only take me to the foot of the Erd Tree. Then it's settled. Summon me. I bequeath to you this ring. Use it to traverse great distance. It will summon a Torrent has chosen you. Treat him with respect.
All right. So basically, she just told us that in order to level up and do stuff, we need maidens. My kid just fell and I think busted her butt. But now we have the ability to level up. I probably should have said it a grace earlier to show you this, but this is our level up process. So right now we're not going to do anything, but you can change your flasks. Right now I'm going to just change this up to 3-in-1's fine for right now. But we're going to add charges and we're going to increase them by picking up stuff in the map, which is something we're going to go do right now. I'm also going to get a spell slot. Okay, so now we have a pouch, and I'm going to remove that because I don't ever use that. And I'm going to add torrent to my pouch. Now, in order to access your pouch, remember I had you dual weapon, or I mean, sorry, two-hand your weapon by holding Y. Now we have an option so I can single hand, and then I can change to my shield by holding Y, or triangle on the PlayStation controller, or now I can call my steed. Cool. So now we have a steed. So now we are going to open this map up quite considerably, and that's just going to make it easier for when we start really powering through this game. We're also going to get some level ups and some stones. Don't worry about this. We're going to get that little piece of candy later. If you see those skulls on the ground, you run over them and you hit Y, you will pick up some golden runes, and those are like the equivalent of just runes. So there's a bunch of them in the game. I'll show you kind of as we pick them up. Don't worry about that. I'm just kind of like running around and keeping my thumbs warm, getting my thumbs warmed up. Alright, see, here's our first golden seed. So I wanted to pick that up. That's why I didn't pick it up on the start, because I knew I was going to pick that one up right there. So probably going to have to fight these wolves because I didn't make that jump. So, yep, we are. Alright. Now, wolves, not so bad in the game. Rabid dogs, however, which we'll come across later, terrible. Oh, I'm not getting the block. Oh no. Oh no, I'm not getting the block. There it is. Sword and shield, way to go. Alright. Oh, gotta get that. Oh, there we go. Close. Alright. See, that just replenishes nothing. If you watch my intro video and you saw how big it is, how big the replenishment is, and there's the Storm Sword key. So this lady right here eventually is going to be able to upgrade our summons, and I'm going to be honest, I like using the Mimic tier. Everyone's against all the summons and stuff, but I like them. I think it's really cool kind of getting to summon somebody into your game. Kind of makes it multiplayer. But we're going to advance the dialogue here.
But you're heading to entice. Well, that. But I don't have.
And you want to talk to her until she gives you.
Oh, can you take
the jellyfish? Now we can't.
The poor thing
can't do the jellyfish yet.
And it'll be glad.
But we will be able to do it here in a little bit. All right, now that we have this kind of taken care of, once she gives you the jellyfish, you'll be good to go. So if I remember correctly, I want to go here and here. So in order to do that, you pull up your map. It's your select button or the back left or whichever that one is for you. We're not going to fight this guy yet, but just trolls, they look intimidating, but I went up instead of down. I went the wrong way. Okay, got us a nice little strength knot tier, but we need I don't know, I think I'm dead here. We need a flask for that, and we'll pick that up here in this kind of run and everything too. So, but first I'm gonna get a couple graces. missed ones. I'm way off. So it's been a really long time since I've even done a full start. I think I said that too in kind of the intro, but it'll be nice. We'll get a rhythm back in. Get a nice little slow character. This guy sells us
Not seen
Asher's
you
Reward,
before.
which is really
Name's
cool.
Bern. Let me ask you
He's
something.
also got one
Are
of
you
the
does your
legendary
faith
weapons
despite
that
the
we'll
collapse?
need. I'm going to try and get all 10 of them. There's 10 legendary weapons in this game. We're going to tell this guy my faith holds
Yes,
firm.
takes me any interest. All I know. Now's the time to.
And we're just going to do that. So learn skills. One of the ones that I'm going to pick up super early because it's part of my favorite way to play is this Stormblade. It is amazing. It's my favorite Ash of War
Not
in the
floating
game,
your boat, eh?
and we're going to
Well,
use that
there's
a
no
lot.
rush.
This
Knowledge
guy's
of the
still
arts
talking.
can.
Okay. You can kill him now and take that sword. I wouldn't. He's got a pretty cool quest throughout the game. So, but if you want to, go right ahead. Go right ahead. You can do whatever you want in this game. It's kind of cool. Alright, we're going to run through here, and we're going to pick up this Grace, and I'm probably going to end the first video right there because it's starting to hit up on the 40-minute mark, and I want to try and keep these between 30 and 40 minutes. A couple of them are going to be a little bit longer, especially when we're going through some of like the legacy dungeons and stuff. A couple of them are going to be a little bit longer.
Can you hear me?
But some could be pretty short when we're just kind of like going through stuff. But I'm going to end that first one right here. So I will pick up the next video right here where we leave off, and we'll start getting some of the stuff ready. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a good one, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.